Hey folks, and welcome back. This is Noble Rambler with episode 8 of a test run version of Let's Play Rimworld, where I get to learn how to make Let's Plays. Last time, our video ran quite long. It grew close to an hour long. I was enjoying playing the game and forgot that I'm actually creating a video, and it's kind of nice to find a game that you get so enthralled with, get deep into it, and just enjoy yourself. Rimworld is one of those games. How long should a Let's Play video be? That's the question. I've heard that 15 minutes is a time that people prefer. Rimworld, though, if I were to do 15-minute segments, I would quickly be 150 episodes into a series before I'd get to an end. So that doesn't seem realistic for a game like this. It might be for a game like what is it? Desktop Dungeons. You know, quick little games that end in 10 minutes. That would work well for a 15-minute series. But Rimworld, I kind of like to sit back and watch hours at a time. It unfolds like a movie. You know, not quite the drama of Lord of the Rings, but still, you kind of sit back and have fun watching these guys. So I'm guessing 30 minutes is probably a good time frame for an episode of a series like this. What is going on today? These guys are all getting up. Now here's something that when I went back and watched the last episode, I realized I'd forgotten to do. Use these planning orders to plan something out, and I had done that for this, but it is time to get rid of that so that it isn't so distracting to look at it. I also forgot to deconstruct this wall. I'll just leave these 2 blocks here. As well, I realized as I built the chicken coop that I didn't hit wood when I made the doors. I actually hit slate. Not only is it an expensive building material to waste on a chicken coop, but slate creates a very slow opening door. So if 100% is a normal speed, we're less than half. So it takes almost a little more than twice as long to open this door compared to a wooden door. The eye right here is an important thing to know about in this game. It tells you a lot of information. 100% flammability opens up 120%, so faster than you would expect. Its value, its hit points, 125 hit points. Compare that to the slate door, 325 hit points. So you'd want this for your jail or your main gate. If they're going to be pounding on that thing, it's going to take a long time to break through it. It is not flammable at all. So to have exterior walls made of slate, that's stats, where's slate, then there's obvious uses for certain things. Roof collapse. Uh-oh. Took this down and a section of the roof collapsed. So we are apparently too wide in this area and the center fell out. I see. So first of all, we want to put a wooden wall. There's wood right back there. And part of the reason why I didn't hit wood properly here is, like I mentioned before, this big old Blue Yeti microphone. I can't see this section, so I'm leaning over the top trying to get into view of that screen. I need to get my monitor up on the wall. That might solve the problem. Get this where I'm looking straight ahead instead of looking down on it. Anyway, we'll get a wooden support. Actually, we'll put it here instead, so it's not in the garden. Jack, how you doing? His left eye was crushed. Oh, poor Jack. Oh no. Okay, Jack, he's not our shootist. He's not the one with the great shooting skill. Okay. But, okay. There's an interesting turn of events there. We've got to get him to the infirmary, of course, but with his left eye crushed, he's only got one eye now. here's where, if we had a bionic eye, if we had bought one from one of the traders flying overhead, we could schedule an operation to have his eye is not listed. I know it's supposed to be here. Maybe it only shows up when you have one in stock. Like, we can go grab a piece of wood and create a peg leg if we need to, or wooden dentures. So another thing to realize, with the eye damaged, his abilities is going to decrease. Where does something that looks like it would be based on, or where sight would be important? Shooting is not here. Let's see, combat. Shooting accuracy. His base value, his skill factor, which isn't very much, his sight is 50%. Or he's only got 50% of his sight, and that is 95% important, so it's going to drop his ability to aim a gun significantly. The game is really in-depth. It takes all of these factors into account to decide how well he can train an animal, how well he can brew, how well he can do just about anything. It takes into account every aspect of his health and his morale, and it's really an in-depth game. So, Jack, you need, let's make sure that you are stopped doing what you're doing, and you're going to head over to the infirmary. And Doc, you are going to need to be available to take care of him soon. The hay comes in. When it hits 200, it rolls up into a bale. Doc, take care of Andy. No, Doc, take care of Jack. Changing his name to Handy Jack is kind of a handicap for me, because now I think Handy rhymes with Andy. Blood loss of 11% a day, and he has been healed to the extent that there's really nothing there left to heal. It's just patched up so he's not bleeding anymore. So he only has one eye now. Gotta be careful with that. Okay, so that's what happens when you don't have the support for a roof. Here's something else that needs to get done. We've got all of the plans figured out for the base, but we need to actually give them the orders to begin mining. And this is a huge, huge mining project. To turn everything on to be worked on would probably take, well into a year to get this all mined out. So it would be smart for us to pick and choose just the important parts. So we want at least half of the refrigerated area done, the kitchen done, the dining done, the dining room, but maybe just the first half. We can continue to expand later. Hallway, main hallway. And this is also our work area, so let's go ahead and get the main hallway complete. Run down the back hallway and go ahead and bring in the bedrooms. There's 5 bedrooms. By the time we get this done, we're likely going to have more than 5 people. So, let's see. Let's get the infirmary done, the jail done, the doc's bedroom, the warden's bedroom. And, well, we can use this trade beacon for now. Eventually we'll move inside, so that's not a priority. I would say a little bit of this storeroom is a priority. Maybe up to the first support column here. Don't need this storage room immediately. So a dining room. Actually, this is going to be also the research table and the comm center, so that's got to get done. But we can put finished meals in with the kitchen to start with. So Jack, with his one eye, is slowly working his way through. These blocks are going to be a problem. Randomly, we're going to mine out big chunks of rock, and it's going to be hard to, let's see, to walk past them every time, so we're going to have to keep up on that. And Coffee will be down there soon to move that block. So from the technical side of creating Let's Play videos, not only do I have to keep track of the time, which I see I'm already almost halfway through this episode. I don't know how you would do this with 15-minute episodes. It would be too frustrating. You would always feel like just as you really got into the game, you'd be turning it off again. So these have got to be at least half-hour episodes. But from the technical side of it, this time I have created a list of projects to try to squeeze in like a script. Because you're not only just filming what you're doing, you're also trying to create an experience. Something that's kind of fun to watch so that you want to go to the next episode. So I made a list of issues that needed to be worked on. One of them was wind turbines. I don't know how many episodes I'm going to do. I'm planning on 9. Yeah, I could easily get to 50 with this game. But in 9 episodes, before I switch to a game that I'm going to consider to be my real first Let's Play series for the channel, I want to at least get as many different aspects of the game in. One of them was animal training. Let's go ahead, while I'm thinking of it, and tell, I think it was Larson, to tame, or at least attempt to tame, a few of these muffalo. And or up in this area, at least last episode, there were some alpacas. Let's try to tame any of those. So he'll bring food up there. And another example of using the information button. Larson, information, where train animal chance. He has a 27% chance. Base chance for this person will make progress training an animal on a given attempt. May change based on the animal. So depending on how difficult it is to train an alpaca. Although I don't know if training is the same thing as taming. Oh, here's taming. Okay. He's got an 11% chance to tame those animals, or at least that's the base, depending on whether a muffalo or an alpaca is more or less difficult than any other animal. But you can tell him to go out and train or tame a squirrel. You know, I haven't seen a lot of rabbits in this game. There's our deer. I've had maps where rabbits are, they're just everywhere. They're like bugs. We have some turtles. There's a rabbit. A boom rat. We saw last time what happens when you shoot them. When you shoot these guys, it gets even more dramatic and blow up an area this big. Boomalopes. Engineered for chemical production, the boomalope grows a large sack of volatile chemicals on its back. Though it is weak and fragile for its size, other animals have learned to avoid it because of the huge explosion it produces when it dies. Don't think we want to train a boomalope and have him hovering around our settlement here. What is Silence up to? Silence is hauling wood. That's his new fun game in life, is to haul things around. Let's see. I was going to talk about wind turbines. We have our solar panels. We can also create power with the geothermals once we get that researched, and we can create them with wind turbines so that when the sun goes down you still have the ability to get some power coming in. The square above and below it is the path that the wind is to take, and that has to be cleared out or the efficiency drops dramatically. I have found though that you can have these over your gardens and it runs just fine. It's mostly trees that it wants gone. So let's see, we're going to build those, but we need to haul out these guys. We need to chop down all the trees. In fact, let's just plant cut this area. Well, we'll do it selectively. Take out any, otherwise they'll spend a lot of time cutting all the grass too. But we'll take out anything sizable in here. What you could do is lay down a concrete or wooden floor under it to make sure nothing grows back, and we probably will, but that adds a bunch of jobs to the queue that I don't want them to have to deal with right now. Alright, so we are beginning to cut into our mountain here. Let's see, work, mining. Jack has mining. He's the best at it. Jude is also good at it. When he is done with repair and construction, actually he is our best tailor. Tailor is the job description that works with the tailoring bench over there, the sewing. I was saying last time it might have been craft, but craft is, I believe, let's see, does it tell us? There we go. Craft includes stone cutting, smelting, and more. Tailoring creates apparel from rough materials, and smithing creates weapons and tools from rough materials. Just got a combat supplier. Don't know if that does us much good right now. Who was our... Jack is our best. Jude is next. Jude, you're nearby. Why don't you pop over here real quick? Oh, Jude was sewing and he made his first toque. His first stocking cap. Poor quality. He's not that good at it yet, but he is now making clothing. Great. I was going to say we could turn mining on for Jude and get him helping out mine the place out, but he's the only one that can sew, so if we turn on mining, then he'll never get to sewing. So, let's see here. We have the grenades to sell, or we could buy things. Green means that the price for this item is cheap. This is a normal price. Red means that we could certainly do better somewhere else. So medicine and other suppliers tends to run in the 40 to 50 silver. They have dollar signs here. Wish they'd change that to maybe a fancy S for silver. It's not really dollars, it's dealt in silvers. But this game is still being created. It's still in what is that called? Where they're early access, I believe it is, or well, I don't know what, beta, alpha 12. That's right, this is alpha 12 right now. So they're still creating the game, and they're doing a great job. Lots of little bugs get worked out with every update that comes out. Okay, so we're not going to deal, we're going to hang on to these, we're not going to buy anything. Don't have much in the way of silver to buy with anyway. You know, it doesn't actually say how much silver we have this time. I've seen that pop up once in a while. It should say 300 and something. Where are we? No, 800. 856 silver, but it's not showing up. It's not here. Roof collapse. A roof has collapsed because it was too far from any support. Things that were crushed, handy, and wood. Okay, so it destroyed some of our wood, but it didn't destroy our silver. Why is there no silver in here? It's all... Oh, okay. I see. Larson has successfully tamed an alpaca. 22% chance. So alpaca is a little easier to tame. He had 11% chance in his information, but an alpaca must be a little bit easier, so doubled that. Anyway, we sent all of the building materials over here, and the game considers silver as a building material. So we need to turn that off and get it back into our trading stockpile so we can spend it. Interesting. Okay, well that explained that. Jack is working again on mining, and he is taking his time. So yeah, this is going to take a long time to mine out, which is probably quite realistic. Think about what it would take for you to grab a pick and go carve out a cavern. I feel like I was doing something. Okay, we're moving the silver back down. So next time we have the ability to buy something, we'll be able to actually spend it. Stone cutting is another issue that I want to work with on this episode. That is our production tables. Exotic goods trader. It was Jack who was our best social skill, so we'll wait for him to get done. Let's see, we just got done researching stonecutter's table. So let's pop in a wood stonecutter's table. Where? We can do that outside. Let's not let Jack get too far in toward going to bed. We'll put that... Oh, we'll put that right in here. This is not electric, so we can sit outside. Jack, why don't you give these guys a call and see what's there. Our silver has all been moved. So now we're registering we have 850 silver. We have toques to sell. So this particular trader deals in clothing as well. Does he deal in bionic eyes? He does, but it's going to cost us 1,300 to get there. We have 15 to sell, so we're not going to get there this time. So Jack, you're just going to have to go with one eye for a while. So we were making poor quality. We're already skilled up enough to make normal quality. These pants most likely came off of one of the raiders that we had killed, and they're pretty well worn out. Definitely want to get rid of those. However, I'm going to wait to sell these just yet. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead and get rid of them now. I'll explain why in a moment. We now have silence and an alpaca. We could sell the alpaca, or we could hang on to it and harvest it basically for its wool, so that every, I don't know what the timing is, Larson will go out and shear the alpaca, and we'll have wool to make clothing with. Really warm clothing too. In fact, does it give us the... Let's peek at this. Now I think we've got to actually click on the wool that has been sheared off to get the information. This... He is not selling cloth and leathers and wools, so we can't look at that here. Anyway, we'll sell these. Rimworld medicine, very expensive, more effective. What does this say there? Advanced medical supplies from a high-tech Rimworld. So much better medicine than we have, but it's quite expensive. Can't do that. Let's see. We're going to hang on to these guys So we'll just say accept. It'll send our silver down to us that it just paid for our clothing. But the toques, see, Jude is actually wearing one. Gear. He grabbed one of them that he made. They will... Oh, they're all wearing them. He's been making toques, and they've been putting them on. Oh, he's wearing a Kelvar helmet. He is wearing a toque. So, as clothing becomes available, they will compare it to what they have, and if it's better, they'll walk over and change clothes. So that eventually, as you're making good quality clothes, they will start outfitting themselves with better quality materials. Kind of nice that the game allows them to think for themselves in that sense. So stone cutting is going to be set up here, and basically we're going to turn all of these chunks into blocks. And with those blocks we'll be able to build far more permanent walls and stronger doors and whatever else we need to make with them. So he is already up cooking. That's interesting. So by telling them, we never did this with coffee, to get started sleeping at a certain time but not force them to continue sleeping until a certain time, as soon as they feel that they are rested, they can just get up on their own. He actually, I think, was just late getting there, so that's what that was. Let's speed the night up here and get into something a little more interesting. So we are going to quickly overwhelm ourselves with hay. Now the alpaca will eat hay. A mad animal. I was going to say let's pause this growing zone for a while, because we're going to quickly overwhelm our freezer. Mad animal, what have we got? A muffalo has gone mad. It will attack everyone it sees. That's a bit dangerous. Muffalo are pretty strong, and it takes quite a bit to take them down. Oh, I didn't jump to location. But the muffalo pack is over here, and he is on his way. I'm going to mark him for hunting. And we need Jude to turn on our turrets. He's working on that. He'll go right back to it. Jude has a knife, so he's not going to be helping to fight this off, but let's get Andy in position and Coffee into position. Let's see. We'll set him up over here. And who had the pistol? I want to say Larson? Yeah. Larson, why don't you set up over here instead? Well, okay, side by side, that'll work. Okay, Jude flicked the switch. He went back to working on his table. Mad Muffalo is on his way in. We're ready to shoot it and take it out. Will it let me pause this? It will not. Okay, so we'll do that one later. Now, one danger is that Silence is going to jump in here and try to defend us and get hurt. But we're fine. So let's take you guys off of draft. Do whatever you need to do. This one is not forbidden, so Larson soon will come out and grab it and start butchering it. Block table. We need to make stone blocks. We can choose which blocks to make. I only have one or two kinds, so we'll just let that stay. We could, as I showed before with the cook table, choose how far away we're willing to allow them to go to get them. And that looks pretty decent. Something like that. we can, let's see, we're going to choose how many times. Let's do until we have, oh, something like 100 blocks. So we can quickly throw up a wall if we need to. Let's tell these storage piles to also allow, let's see, chunks. Where are blocks? Stone blocks. We're going to copy those settings. No, we'll just do this one. This one's accepting blocks, this is accepting blocks. No point in storing blocks all the way out and around the perimeter. So just this dump pile. How's the tailoring doing? We still need to make 4 more toques. So we set, I believe, all of these to cotton only. So as long as our cotton plants are making cloth, we'll have building materials, raw materials for the toques, shirts, and whatever the other item was. After that, who was that? Jude should be skilled up enough to not be wasting the leathers and the muffalo. Let's see, muffalo is blue, so we've got 34 muffalo. So when we get into something like a parka, it takes 120 muffalo leathers in order to make it, whereas a toque I think takes maybe 10. So it's hard enough to get muffalo leather to have it wasted on someone who doesn't have the skill to make a really good quality version of one. He just made another toque. He'll drop that off down here. We'll take a look and see what it is. Jack is working his way into the mountain there. This toque is good quality, so we're getting there. Alright, we'll run this at speed 2 for a while. It's another way to squeeze more into an episode, because I see I'm already over a half hour in this episode. It is so hard to stop playing this game. I can spend all night long playing this. It is so much fun. But this would be a good place to wrap it up. We're not in the middle of a battle right now, so I'm going to go ahead and call this one a wrap. Thanks for watching.